Morning, guys. Stream starting in 5 minutes. Share this around. Still waiting for Mark to jump in here, so hopefully he jumps in the next couple minutes. If not, it's just James and I. We might do some trading. Talk trading. If you guys have any questions, of course, every time 50K Maven challenge. Giving away one of the best questions. So tune in, share it around. Right on. Check. Welcome back, guys. Looks like it's just James and I today. If you don't know James, introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? You should know me. I've been on here for like the last 3 months. But yeah, my name is James Bruce. I'm from South Africa, and I day trade indexes.
Man, is that a Tradezilla hat you got on right now?
It's an Edgefield hat, but close enough.
It
Close
looks
enough.
like the. It looks. Is it not the? It's very similar, eh? The logo.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
bird, is it
maybe
not?
they are. This one's like a bird. I think Tradezilla is like a horse or a
Is it?
unicorn or something.
Maybe I'm getting confused with something else then. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Today, I think we're gonna just talk in the markets because the markets have been absolutely crazy today, and recently, crypto especially. First of all, let's jump on to let's just jump on to the charts here. I've got CRO open starting off. This is a wild one. I think I've seen a news. I'm not sure if you've seen this, James. Some sort of news thing about CRO being added to Trump's treasury or something like this. And it was just a flash banner that I seen. I'm not sure if somebody can confirm that. But
Yeah.
that would make a lot of sense. That on New York session here on the open, we've seen a massive rally.
Sure.
And I tell people. In the crypto space, altcoin space here, CRO versus USD or the Bitcoin, if you see a pump like this, probably not a good idea to be buying the top, right? Because it very easily could trickle back down. This is kind of what a meme coin will look like. It'll have a massive pump and then it'll just slowly sell, or it'll rug pull, right? This wouldn't rug pull because this is CRO. It's a quite large altcoin, but it could do this, right? But then you start looking at it and you say, hey, CRO is actually a pretty good project, I think. It has a use case. It's being used by their credit card. And then if you go here and just zoom out, you're going to notice something really awesome, right? And when you're looking at CRO versus
That's
Bitcoin,
crazy.
wow, that pump, which was like 50% or something in the past couple days, is nothing. Right? If you bought now, for an example, and you just decided, hey, maybe it's alt season. So we're going to discuss, is it alt season? You still have another, 5x to, a reasonable level here, right? That they could take some profits off of, right? Maybe 4x or something like that, right? You could make some really, really good profit on that if you're just swinging that with respect to Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin goes up some more, that's going to be even better, right? So if you got against the US dollar, you can see, hey, what does that do in my dollar value? Well, maybe it's going to come up here and maybe you're only going to get, whatever it is. But CRO hasn't had any major pumps, but it is something that I like. Actually, let's look at CRO on a different.
Where do you find like these altcoins to actually have a look at, Hunter? But for those watching.
I've been watching the crypto space since 2013, so I'm just kind of familiar. So I have some saved from previous cycles.
Okay.
What I do is I go to CoinMarketCap each major cycle, and I kind of scroll through the top 100. Right, I don't want anything that's just silly tiny cap bullshit. Right, I had found a couple projects here and there off of X. In the past, Twitter, right? And then what you do is you go and you look at their website and you see what the project is, right? Ultimately, when new coins come out, they do nothing. And it's all about speculation of if they're going to be able to do something, right? ADA was a perfect example of a project that basically continues to promise the world, but ultimately never really does anything special, right? But still, because those promises, they're able to make these massive returns and people get on board with them. And so I'm going to just finish up with CRO here and then get kind of your thoughts on any altcoins here too. So with CRO, right, as an example, this would be a good example of a project you might want to invest in. XRP might be another one. Because why? Because it's a project that has been around for a long time. It has a use case, somewhat of a use case, and it's trending up now, right? So it does have this, this move, and I'm going to draw a line here, this move up here, and it is closing above levels, right? So you do have some solid bases and supports, and it's not just going down forever, right? A lot of projects just go down forever. I'm going to just see if I can randomly click one. And this is not a good example of something you should be buying because it's just basically doing nothing now. You should wait until it starts making some momentum and then get in off of something like that. And so CRO looks like a good buy opportunity now if it is alt season. And we're going to discuss in a moment if it is alt season, because ultimately the principles I have coming into the crypto market is you buy Bitcoin first, right? And because Bitcoin is the most stable in the crypto space, right? The only chance you're ever going to want to own an altcoin is if it outperforms Bitcoin. If it's not outperforming Bitcoin, you might as well just hold Bitcoin because it's less risky. Okay. So you compare to Bitcoin and you say, hey, wow, that's actually gaining some solid progress, right, into the upside. And now we're looking at, hey, it could be alt season. What's your take on any altcoins that you might want to be looking at now, James?
Jeez. I personally, Hunter, this is where I need some education on this. I don't know altcoins and that type of stuff. I've got, some holdings in Bitcoin and your Ethereum and stuff like that, but altcoins are definitely, this is not my forte, I must say. So for someone like me, where do you check out these altcoins? Like, where can I go and have a look at which ones possibly could be?
Let me actually, let's walk through the process. Actually, this might be a good
I would like to. I'm going to write some notes down because I'd like to know.
Let me change the screen here. I'm gonna so I can see coin market cap. I'm gonna just I gotta change the screen so you can see this. Give me one moment.
Sure.
We're gonna walk through exactly what I would do when investing in crypto, because I'll be honest, crypto was where I made pretty like the massive majority of my profits is these longer term plays. Day trading is more of a, for me, it's more fun. It's a day in thing that I can do to keep me active and keep me focused. But the reality is, if I make, 10 grand trading, I'm probably making 100 grand from crypto, right? I'm making probably 10 times as much because those longer term plays are so much more valuable.
Interesting. Interesting.
Let me switch this screen.
That's so, because crypto just moves a lot more, right? Is that like kind of like your take then on that?
Crypto is very, very profitable in the bull market. Even if you're looking at,
you don't short the altcoins though, right? Like you're not going to come.
No, it would be ridiculous, right? Because you don't know when things are going to be absolutely pumping. So first of all, this is a good area where you can see, some of the top performers and whatnot, like the biggest market caps, right? Your least risky one is going to be at the top. And generally what happens is each cycle is, Bitcoin's going to move, then it's going to pass down to Ethereum, then it's going to pass down to XRP. And people are going to get more and more risky, right? They start very risk adverse. They get more and more risky and they move things down, the profits down the ladder into smaller assets because they have more playable money, right? And they're willing to play that game, right? And that's kind of the logic I follow, right? So every season, every 4 or 5 years or so, you get a couple new guys in here, and this time there's not many new ones. The whole new thing this cycle was meme coins. Last cycle was NFTs.
NFTs, sure.
Before that was DeFi, and then before that it was
what? Okay, DeFi.
Just ICOs or whatever. Like it's been a long time running these new trends, right? So you kind of hop on trends, right?
Sure.
So cool.
Is DeFi like what's the difference between DeFi and like altcoins then?
Honestly, these are just, to me, they're just kind of buzzwords, right? DeFi, decentralized finance. Okay. So that would be things like your CRO, right? Or the staking coins and things like this. The sort of things that have some sort of principle around investing, or earning cash back sort of stuff, right? You can sort these by categories, right? If you go into the categories, you can see you get memes. There's DeFi somewhere here. There's AI now. That's another big one that's
Oh,
popping
yeah,
up.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and they go in these trends. So if you do want to go, there's a stable coins, right? If you do want to go and look through these, there's DeFi. Like DeFi is not super popular anymore. Oh, we got Mark joining us now. Perfect. Okay, perfect timing. I'm gonna throw him on screen here. Hey, Mark. I think your microphone might be on the wrong one there, but we'll just wait for you for a moment and continue. We're talking about crypto right now.
Yeah, I'm learning a thing or two from it. That's crazy.
So each cycle has a new thing and the new trends, and crypto is a very trend and hype based market, right? So you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
want to
can you
be.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
sir. Welcome. I'm glad you were able
All
to join
right,
us, man. Okay, so we're
all
just we're
right.
just chatting about crypto right now because crypto market seems like it's going to be booming, and we're going to get your take on it in just a moment. I'm just walking through right now, James, because he's kind of new to the crypto space, walking him through how he would make a bunch of money in the next couple months here, because it looks like alt season's starting. Okay, so you can then go into here, and I wouldn't recommend meme coins because those are the ones that are going to completely rug you. But what you want to do is look at these bigger rankings and then slowly move your way down, right? As the market gets more crazy and volatile, right? You're going to get better and better returns the lower down you go, right? So the question is, we said before, you hold Bitcoin until things start outperforming Bitcoin, right? So the first example is ETH versus Bitcoin. And look at that, right? A beautiful V bottom, right? Off that weekly. There's even a level there that was basically those lows. And now ETH is outperforming Bitcoin. So it makes more sense to be holding Ethereum, right?
Sure.
So I've come up with something that is super, super useful here. And I hope everyone can take away from this at home is to determine if it's alt season. Everyone's when is alt season? When is alt season? I know the exact moment that is alt season by doing this. Okay, you go and you type this into your chart. Okay, you go totals 3. You can just go this totals 3, which is total 3, right? Which is the top 3 Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin minus USDT. So we're also going to include USDT.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
And then you're gonna put that in brackets, right? And then you're gonna put all of that over Bitcoin. So that's gonna be in respect to Bitcoin. So this is gonna be all of the altcoins except for the top ones with respect to Bitcoin. And when you click that, you're gonna get this chart.
Yeah.
So now you can see how are all of the altcoins performing compared to Bitcoin, right? And then what you can say is, hey, look at this. Wow. It looks like potentially alt season here. We're gaining levels. V bottom off of some significant sort of support, right? And I think this might be the time to start looking at altcoins. So then what you do is you say, hey, you confirm, okay, Ethereum was beautiful too, right? Ethereum is being passed down. So next step is probably going to be what Solana, XRP, right? Look at Solana starting to gain now too. I'd
Ripple.
probably be a
What
buyer
about
of
Ripple?
Solana, right? So what you do is you go here and you click on a couple, right? You can check them, and then you look at the chart and you say, hey, Solana's outperforming now. Ethereum, XRP, not quite there yet, right? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Depends on what your view is here. But XRP is performing well against the dollar, but you could just hold Bitcoin, right? So Solana might be the next buy. Right. Let's get Mark involved with this conversation now. Mark, introduce yourself. Sorry to keep you waiting there for a moment.
No. It's all good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys. I had to come in late. This is more like my first time on live stream. Out here. All right. So it's a pleasure speaking with you guys, and let's do more of this. I can see James Bruce. Good day. Good day to you. I've been
Yes, sir.
seeing you a couple of times join Hunter in his live stuff. You guys are actually doing great stuff, right? So yeah, I'm Itoro Mark, and I'm the CEO of Wall Street Forex, and probably the biggest financial hub in the eastern part of Nigeria, right? So
Yeah.
That's just it, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. I'll just join in on the conversation with you guys. Cheers.
Yeah. Right on. So people are going to ask questions here. I've got a stream of questions. I'm going to throw them to you every once in a while, Mark. Mark is a educator. He runs a very, very large Nigerian. He does a free education conferences at Wall Street in his office there for newer traders, which is really, really awesome. That's why we brought him on. So hopefully he can give you guys a little bit of advice for maybe newer traders. Cool. So just start off with a question for Mark here. Hey, Mark, how do you train your
Yeah.
mind to stay consistent when results swing up and down?
Okay. So if I, for instance, have a portfolio of trades, right, and then I'm taking losing positions and I'm taking winning positions, right, and like it's not consistent, right, like you said, right, how do I keep my mind balanced? How do I make sure my mental state is actually cool for me to trade? I just look at the data. I always start with data, right? Because I don't know where else to start, because trading is more like an emotional game. So if you don't start from the data side of things, right, you are going to be messing up emotionally, right? So I used to start from the data, right? I go back to my data and I observe my data. That gives me the trust and the confidence, if need be, to still press on, right? Amidst the losses and, you know, the drawdowns, right? Knowing fully well that with time, based on my statistics, my result is actually gonna, you know,
Yeah.
come up, right? So that's how I keep my mind calm. That's why I consistently study. I refine my data, I do all those things just so that when this time comes, when the moment comes for it, I have something that is going to, keep my mind cool. So data is what like that's the answer I can give to anybody, any trader. I don't have any other thing to tell you but just data. If you don't study, right? If you don't study before, you could see Hunter just picking trades here and it looks so easy, right? It's because he has data on his strategy.
Yeah.
You understand? He has a lot of data on his strategy. So he knows that even when he takes loss, even on the live stream with you guys, right? He knows that when he comes back, his data gives him the confidence to stay stable. His mental mind is stable. So it's the same thing. Every professional trader has data, and it's data that keeps your mind in check. So yeah, that's it.
I really like this question here. There's another one that just popped up. It's a question for all of us.
Yeah.
If prop firms disappeared tomorrow, I guess the question says, what core skills or principles would you keep in order to keep consistently profitable in the market? I suppose we can kind of revise this question and say, hey, how would we trade differently if prop firms disappeared tomorrow? You know what I mean? I'll get James to start off with that one if you got an answer there.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Well, obviously, you would have to go trade your own personal cash account, right? I think prop firms are great for leverage, but I don't know. I think we're also speaking about this last week as well, Hunter. Like when we're trading our own personal cash accounts, we're a lot more. If we take losses, we feel them a lot more.
Yeah.
But I think the same skill kind of translates, right? If you're not making money on prop firms, you're probably still not going to make money on your personal trading account because there's a lot more emotions involved as well. So I think from that perspective, you're probably respecting risk a little bit better on when you're trading your own money, right? Because now you have a little bit more on the line.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark, do you trade differently on prop firms versus your own personal account?
Yeah, I have a different approach to how I trade my real account and prop account, right? So I don't give everything all out to, there are some account there, let's just say my prop account, right? The way I trade my prop account, right? I trade it in a way that I know that for sure I have something to lose, which is my subscription money, right? But
Yeah.
I don't really care about it. Do you understand? But if it's my real funded brokerage account, right, I have my earnings there that could just move out in few seconds without anything. I have some kind of like where I trade it. I have some regulations, right? Thank God prop firms actually have these rules, right, that we put in place, because that's not what I use to also see how I can trade my real life account. But I would say I'm a bit of aggressive on my live account, then I'm a bit conservative on my prop account. I used to tell people that we have the two types of traders, right? The conservative traders and the aggressive traders, right? So I have both of them, right? So when I want to trade, I actually split both of them. Like one is for this account, even if on let's just say another account, let's say the same brokerage account, I trade differently. If I have $1,000 and $500 account, right? I'm aggressive here and I'm conservative here. So that's how you can actually trade. You can be aggressive here and conservative, right? That's how I do.
Mhm.
Thank God for Profirm. They regulate that aggressive side of me. So I'm not really aggressive trading prop firms. I'm aggressive trading my brokerage account. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I believe James might be on my side, but I do the exact opposite. I'm super aggressive on the prop firms because I'd rather just blow the account and get it over with. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
But super conservative on my personal account. You know, I'm trading one micro on my personal, and I'm trading five minis on my on my prop account because
That's
I
crazy.
might as well just blow the full 100 grand immediately because it only costs me $100. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think though it is good to have different approaches to how you do it. As long as you have a plan and you stick to it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best thing. And you know, losing what you can afford to lose.
Yeah. Regarding the question, how would I trade differently? I want to chime in on that too. If prop firms disappeared tomorrow, well, the reality is, again, I would trade much more consistently. I think both those questions kind of go hand in hand. Um, and I use prop firms solely to fund my personal account. The whole goal of the prop firm, in my mind, is to build a larger personal account so that I can trade, you know, uh,
Your own cash
stably
account.
and
Yeah.
slowly with a larger capital without doing these crazy swings. So what I would do is instead of budgeting for prop firms each month, I would put, my $100, $200, whatever that I have extra from my paycheck into that personal account and just build that, do the most minimum trading possible, and then just slowly see that grow, because that way, you can practice and see the account grow over time,
Yeah.
with those deposits and everything, right? Eventually, you'll get up to 100,000 or whatever, and then you would stop depositing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk crypto again. Mark, do you deal with crypto at all?
Yeah, I trade cryptos on the weekend. Bitcoin.
You trade
Nah.
Bitcoin on the weekend, man.
Yes, I have a strategy. I have a strategy for weekend trading.
Okay, break that strategy for me because Friday, Sunday. Wait 1 second here. Let's see. Bitcoin on the weekend is not a very fun Sunday.
Yeah, that's the idea.
It's just gapped, right? There's Friday. There's Saturday. You're trading this on the weekend here, right?
Yeah, scalping
Saturday.
actually, not long trading. Scalping actually.
You scalp it.
Ah.
Okay, so what's the strategy? Break that down. I'm sure everyone wants to hear at home.
Right. So it's a very simple stuff that I use. Right. It's simple. I know for a fact that you use dot money concept. Right. So I use
Yeah.
ICT smart money concept. Right. So
Yeah.
that's what I use in trading. Right. I just know for a fact that on weekends, a lot of liquidities will actually be grabbed. A lot of manipulations will happen on the weekend. Right. So
Interesting.
what I actually just do is when I see one side of the liquidity being taken out, I obviously know for a fact that it's weekend, they are going to attack the other side ASAP, ASAP. So I join in there on the lower time frame and attack the other one, right? So like a trade, I took a sell trade on Saturday, right? It was on the one
Yeah.
minute time frame on
1 minute.
Saturday. Yes, 1 minute time frame.
Okay,
So I
let's
took a
drop
sell
that.
trade
Draw
on
that
the
box there.
Saturday. Yeah.
In the 1 minute, I'm going to try to zoom back here if I can find that. There we go. 1 minute time frame.
Yeah.
Saturday in the Asia session, London, or probably in the New York, eh? No, wait.
London, New York.
London,
Yeah.
New York. I think this is Sunday. Here you go, right here. Yeah. London, New York. This sort of area then, eh?
All right, so I can actually pin the trade. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I took the trade and I sent it to my ex profile. Right, so yeah, um, I don't know. I'm just trying to check for the trade here, and I don't understand your chat, right? So I have my
Oh,
chat is quite different.
you send it to me on X?
Okay, should I do that?
Yeah, sure. Let's take a peek. This might be a little
Yeah.
bit interesting actually, because I think the viewers might want to learn some strategy. Actually,
Okay,
they
okay, let
they,
me do
they
that.
were. We took a poll last week, and the viewers all seemed to really want to see more strategy and trading. So this will be
It's
really
quite
nice for them, I
simple.
think.
All right, so where should I send it on your X?
Yeah,
Should I drop it on
send
your
me a
X?
picture on the X, and then I'll just screenshot that,
Okay.
and then pull it up for everyone here.
All right, so I just did that.
All right,
So look.
should be able to see that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
perfect. Okay.
All right, yeah. So that's the trade, right? So what I actually did was quite simple, right? This is one of like the most common ICT strategies that we have out there. I don't like to complicate things, right? So I just like to keep it simple like this,
Yeah.
right? Very easy. A lot of people will look at this pattern and they will think it's just a pattern stuff. But I took this pattern at a particular level. Probably, you don't know if it was after price tapped into an order block or a fair value gap or a key level. Let me not
Yeah.
use the word order block to, yeah, that level, that zone that you're marking, right?
Yeah.
That zone, price tapped into a level on that zone. So and cleared liquidity.
Yeah.
That's the thing here. Price cleared liquidity, tapped into a higher time frame zone, and then went further to do what? To clear market structure with a wick. If you understand, came down, yeah, that cleared market structure with a
Yeah.
wick, and then went back up to create what we call an inducement. So this is a level in the market where price, will trick traders to thinking that they are going to sell from that level, right? So they keep that inducement. Now, this inducement is only valid for this particular setup if it has a break of market structure, which is the red arrow that you're seeing. The inducement must break market structure. Do you understand? Like the liquidity being created for that your entry level must break market structure. So after that has literally happened, you put in your orders at the top level, that very first level, yeah, and then wait for price to come. Once price gets to that level, you take your trade, you give a little room for the stop loss,
Yeah.
and then that's it. Should I send the entry? I think I shouldn't just drop a picture of only the trade. I
Well,
should also
this
drop.
looks great. Yeah, you entered on the liquidity from the previous sort of high here, the red line, right?
Yeah,
And then targeted those previous lows. Now, what's interesting is, ultimately it would be a very similar sort of methodology of how many of us trade, right? Is,
Yeah.
hey, for me, this would be kind of called, a failure to, on a higher time frame, this would just look like a wick. So for me, it would look like a failure to make a new high, which is the same sort of thing as, you're using the term liquidity, grabs the liquidity and then reverses. I'd probably be entering somewhere in here, right? And then shooting for the same sort of thing. But it's the same logic. And, price is unable to do something, or price targets a liquidity zone and then reverses, right? Because it's the only other thing it can
yeah,
do. It can't go up again, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Mark.
Yeah.
Right on.
So if you look across weekends, you will see most of the time this strategy play out, right? If you look on probably Saturday, right? You see, I tried taking another trade, right? I tried taking another trade during the weekday. I don't know, probably it works, but for me, I tried to take another trade, and on the weekday with this strategy, it didn't work. The buy
No, not
side,
at all.
so
Yeah,
that means there is time for it, time and price. That's what I
yeah.
use, time and price.
You,
Yeah.
you are dead on right about that. Actually, is I noticed even Asia session, there's less explosivity, right? There's less momentum, and you do see those ranges a lot more. Like if we take a peek at the Nasdaq again. By the way, I'm curious. Nasdaq looks great today.
I'm actually long still on the Nasdaq.
You're long still. I took
Yeah.
I took two longs today actually, right on the open, targeting. What was it? just this new high here, and then I re-entered another long after we seen this giant wick on the downside, and then just
Yeah.
closed it out at 7:30 my time, which was the exact top coincidentally. But that was completely random. It was just because the stream ended. And for myself, I'm looking at, if you're looking at these higher time frames, maybe we'll look at the 1 hour. You can see the 1 hour. Actually, this would be beautiful now, right? Bouncing off that level, right? Beautiful possible longs here,
Yeah.
bouncing off this level as well. And I'm looking at that because that's previous sort of,
Where we were on Friday, right? Yeah.
So did you just enter long?
No, I've been long since from our stream earlier as well. From the open, I took some profits, and I'm
A little
trading
bit
my
lower,
stop.
somewhere around here.
Yeah, I was in at
Yeah.
478.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking at something like this still, something like that still running. Okay. That's both James and I's longs today.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
awesome is so often we use completely different strategies and we still get the exact same answer.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Cool. We wanted to look at just the Asia here, just for a moment, because oftentimes exactly this, right, is you see, those sort of just back and forth, right, back and forth in the Asia session, and maybe this is the 15 minutes, so you don't get as many. So maybe let's drop down to the 5 or something, and you'll see exactly that, right? You see a huge just range all Asia session, and then come London, you get those crazy swings, and this sort of stuff is going to destroy you. So if you are that type of person that just likes to play liquidity, like you're saying, Asia session great, weekends are great, but your time zone, Asia session is while you're sleeping, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
and I on similar time zones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think I'm sleeping by that time.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to see. Okay, place where what type of trader are you? Hey, I like to play the liquidity, right? But I sleep during Asia, so maybe I should trade on the weekends. And that's so interesting because it's the exact opposite of what I would want to be doing. So I want to get these big rips.
Mark, what's the time there right now in Nigeria? I'm in South Africa, bro. So
It's around 4:41 p.m.
yeah, okay. So we five. I'm an hour ahead of you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's cool.
Okay, let's look for some questions here for some more
Yeah.
questions
That's
from
true.
Mark. What's your take on Mark? I'm not sure if you have a question, answer for this, because maybe it might be completely different ballpark than what you're into. But artificial intelligence coming into trading and coming into crypto. Do you have any speculation on that?
All right. I think the only idea I have basically for AI trading is the use of quant and bots, stuff like that. Right. So I think AI trading has actually been in existence for a long time. Right. It was actually being used by the bigger guys and stuff like that. So it's just being made known to the public right now. So we've been using it quite from time, right? So the thing is,
Yeah.
the bot side of things is where I'm quite more interested in, because how can retailers like us also take advantage
Yeah.
of AI trading, right? So
Yeah.
we can actually use this AI to create, bots for our strategies, right? You can just go to I think someone told me you can go to ChatGPT and tell it to give you a code, and it will give you an I think MT5 something something code, and then you can now use it to create a very simple strategy, not the complicated strategy like the ICT stuff, like a simple RSI trend line stuff,
Yeah.
right?
You
AI can
can. Yeah.
actually give you the code that you don't need to be a coder, or you don't need to be right. You just need to have basic knowledge, know where to throw the codes in on your app if you are using whatever app you're using to program your stuff, your VS Code and stuff like that. You can use it to join those lines of code. So I think in my own idea, that's how I feel AI will actually help us, help the retail traders. I'm more concerned about the trader that just have $10 on his trading account, right? Not like the big guys. So yeah, you can start from there, playing with ChatGPT, giving yourself some prompts, giving it some prompts, and it's going to give you some codes, and then you throw it into a
Right.
coding platform and see what you have from there.
So I literally just did exactly what you
Yeah.
said, and it says you see on screen using RSI and MACD should I buy the Nasdaq right now? and what's interesting
And
is
you're buying. And you're buying, right?
and yeah, and I'm buying. It tells me basically sum it up. Final thought: both are in the bullish direction. Uh, a measured buy could be appropriate, assuming a broader view and risk parameters are
So,
aligned.
so Hunter, we just blame ChatGPT when we lose our trades. Then.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I I actually know somebody that uses ChatGPT to profitably trade. Now he doesn't do as simple as
Really?
that. He uses a couple different things, and
Huh.
it's longer term swings over Asia
Sure.
session only, right? So he doesn't trade New York or London because they're very volatile. Um, and you get the risk, exactly what it said. Watch your risk parameters, right? You get these crazy directions, right? With Asia session, it basically trickles, right? So he's able to use these kind of oscillating patterns to determine, hey, maybe it's just
Sure.
going to go up a little bit, and that's all he does, and he closes it before he goes to bed, right? And
Yeah.
he lives where I live, right? So Asia session is 5 p.m. So he'll place a trade, and then before he goes to bed, he'll close it, right?
Nice.
Which is
What
interesting.
on stocks? On what's he doing that on?
Gold.
Oh, gold. Okay.
So
Interesting.
gold, even more so, kind of just drifts a lot, right? Oh wow, that's crazy on the Asia session for gold. But it's more of a trending slower play sort of thing. Nasdaq's a bit more volatile, trending slower play, right? In Asia session, it kind of just rolls out, right? Nothing crazy on gold usually. So he's a little bit safer on gold. Yeah,
Interesting.
cool. There was a question there. I just had it here. Yeah, so uh, Pat Pratik asks, so this is building off of the first sort of question we gave you. How do you build confidence in your trading system when the results fluctuate? So the first question we gave you was, how do you kind of keep, that confidence? And you said data, right? So how do
Yeah.
you use that data then is what I want to ask. I want to explore that a little further in order to build that confidence even further, right? Let's say you have the data, but you're still not confident. What sort of daily habits keep you grounded and help you be more confident over time?
All right. So, okay. I know for a fact that awareness to um, a particular problem, right? Having awareness to a particular problem is not the solution to the problem, right? Uh,
That's good.
so yeah. So you can have understand or you can have knowledge about something, but you still don't know how to put that into practice, right? So yeah, how do you actually make use of the data you have? I think consistency, right, is what will make you understand what works and what does not work. So let's say for instance, right, let's say for instance you take a trade, right, using a particular strategy. You understand that your same strategy and stuff, and then tomorrow you take a trade. You've not yet mastered this particular strategy that you had data on. You know for a fact that the data on this strategy works, right? You know for a fact that the data on this strategy shows profitability, but because you can't stay consistent, right, to take those trades, to follow through with those trades, you still sabotage yourself, right? That's just the thing. So if you can actually just take the trades, follow the data, the only reason you're scared of your trades, taking your trades, even when having data, is either a self-sabotaging stuff like one, you open a huge lot size. When you risk too much, you begin to doubt yourself. When you over leverage, when you do a lot of things like that, you begin
Hmm.
to doubt the strategy that was working for you before. So you need to look at yourself and dial down on your risk, make sure you follow the strategy consistently, so that you do not get to start blaming the strategy and saying the strategy does not work when you've not even tried it out. Do you understand? Consistently. If I should ask traders now if they have logs of trades, like 100 trades that they have taken with that strategy, they back tested. Like, give me real life scenario where you took 100 trades, right, using good risk management and stuff like that. Give me instances. You will not. They will not have it, right? They don't have it. So you can't have confidence if you are not executing consistently, right? You gain confidence through experience, not just knowledge.
Yeah.
Not just knowledge, through experience. So yeah, that's it.
I love that answer. Basically, you're saying if you're over risking, you're gonna cause a problem, and then you're not gonna be able to build that confidence. But if you're risking a minimal amount, then you're gonna see it in action working, and then you're gonna build that confidence, and then eventually you're gonna be able to scale.
Yeah,
that's a great answer.
Yeah, I like that too.
I got another question here for Darmish. What's one market myth you wish you could erase from a beginner's mind? You deal with a lot of beginners. Both of you guys, honestly, I want to get this from both of you. Both of you guys deal with a lot of beginners teaching people right now. What's the common thing that they all believe that's just silly?
Yeah, I think the one is that you can win every trade, or that you should be winning all the time. Like you're not going to, and that's probably the biggest one.
Mine's the exact opposite, actually. That they believe they have to lose. No, you can win all the time.
I didn't say you can't win, but you're not going to win every trade. That's.
I'm messing with you. Mark, what do you think?
All right, so I think where I come from, my country people, I get them plenty for right? So the number one belief that I'm going to take out of their mind is that it's a get rich quick scheme, bro. Like they it's one belief that beginners think they have when they come, because the question is myth beginners have. They think that is a get rich quick scheme, that when you come in, you are, most especially if you are faced with beginner luck. If you're faced with beginner luck, you think trading is easy. Just like James said, you can't take a loss and stuff like that. So I think it ties around that same reply that he actually gave, right? So it's not a get rich quick scheme. So that's just it.
That's honestly I think that has to be the biggest one, because I don't think a single trader has ever started trading not thinking that.
Yeah, I agreed. Shit, I'm gonna make $1 million in the next month. I agree.
The number of people that messaged me thinking, when I did the $100 to $1 million flip, messaged me, like friends of friends, like everyone came out of the woodwork. You know what I mean? People I haven't talked to in a decade. They're like, I need to get on this. It's like, man, it's not possible. Like, I didn't do it. It was all fake.
Do you understand now? If you were not genuine like that, right? You would just start your mentorship, and you have a lot of people in your DM paying $1,000 for a mentorship. You understand?
Yeah, and that's why I had to reveal it.
It's like Hunter. It's like the naivety, like they still think that. Yeah, I agree.
The logic of what it is just, it's silly, because to be able to do that is if you could do that, you'd have infinite money. You know what I mean,
dude? Why didn't you just start with $1,000? Why not 100?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Why don't you start with 1,000? You could have made 10 times as much.
You could have made 10 million, 100 million.
Exactly. Hey, that I was thinking about entering a long just on that pullback there, but we're on the stream here, so I'm focusing. But I would wanted to be long there too. Again, looks like this is going to rally back up. That's going to be beautiful long there for you, James.
Yeah, I'm
liking that. I'm liking that. Hopefully we get a close on the hour here that's solid. If we get a close above that sort of teal line, I'm probably going to enter long after stream is done here.
Dude, it's been so slow though, I must say.
It's hilarious to me, because that is not very slow, is it? That's a massive pull. The only thing that's slow is this last hour.
Yeah, the last hour. Sure.
we were talking about that. Yes, was it yesterday? or it was this day. It was it Friday or something? Yeah, it was like Friday, I think. And it was like crazy pump day. And I woke up a little bit late and I decided to jump on stream at 8 o'clock instead of 6:30, right? And I was like, okay, we're gonna enter. Okay, pull back. Okay, we're entering. And then it just did nothing for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? And you just chill,
Yeah.
just chilling,
It
and then
did
you get a
not. It
little
literally did nothing, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we locked a little bit of money because we DCA'd and then got out here, but
Sure. Sure.
anyways, cool. We got just a couple minutes left here. Mark, is there anything that you want to give the users? Should we do would you rather, James?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do
Okay,
that.
would you rather? Okay, let's start off. Mark, we do this fun little game, just a couple questions, quick one. Would you rather trade only your Bitcoin strategy only on the weekends, or would you rather trade only the Nasdaq in hyper volatile markets?
Obviously, you know the answer, eh? My Bitcoin on the weekends,
You
eh?
like the Bitcoin on the weekend? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Go on,
Let's
James.
check. Would you rather trade your personal cash, your own account, or prop firms?
Personal cash.
Yeah, personal cash. Oh wow, that's how
Wow.
most people say prop
Wow.
firms, I think.
I told you I'm aggressive on my personal cash, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
make a lot.
it's funny. It's so that's why we chose prop firms too, because it's more aggressive. Okay, would you rather be a well-known trader that doesn't teach anyone, but you only trade and everyone knows you're a great trader, or a famous educator that teaches people to become profitable and they actually become profitable? So two
Okay,
very
so
successful. You know what
all
I mean?
right, so I think I am already doing one, or as we speak, right, by teaching people how to trade for free, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just that you can't teach for free. You can't want to have the kind of purpose that I have, and not be famous, even if you don't want to be on out there on the screens and people seeing you, right? So there are certain things you do, and then so I think the second one, the latter one, which is not of my own will, I think I will just go pretty much soon. I'll be the ICT type of
yeah,
thing, because being around the screen and seeing the face, I will just go ghost mode, right? But I'll still be teaching, right?
yeah.
But I'll still be teaching. Yeah,
You'd
that's
rather
just
be
it.
the master teaching the Jedi's, hey? James, you got another one?
um. Huh. Mm,
All good,
yeah.
all
Not.
good. We can wrap it up there. One last question I'd like to ask at the end, Mark, here. What is one takeaway of advice that you would give to anyone aspiring to be a better trader or aspiring to be a better, educator or businessman like yourself,
That's a good one.
that will help them pursue their dreams?
Okay, so based on my experience, right? So I will give you advice based on my experience. I'm going to give that user or everyone on the stream the advice, like every new trader coming up, right? That when you're starting out to trade, right, forget the bad notion that you have about mentorship. I just want you to take out the negative side, the negative motion you know about mentorship, about people charging money to get mentorship, to collect beginners, and they don't teach them the thing. You just go in there and they teach you trash, probably what you know already and stuff like that. So I think that has literally spoiled the whole concept of mentorship in trading, that when beginner traders come to trading, they tend to shy away, you get, from mentorship, and they go the YouTube route. They go to
Yep.
YouTube to go and watch, and they prefer to be in their house on their laptop, on their screens, just watching free stuff. Now they
Yeah.
tend to shy away from mentorship. So I would say, in order for you to fast track your speed in trading, you have to consider mentorship, because I did not consider it, and I've seen the effect it has on my trading. For a fact, I know for sure I'm going to have a chunk load of experience more than someone that went through a regular proper mentorship, right? If I should sit down and just you a lot of things that have been happening, I have more experience. So there is the advantage, but the disadvantage is very huge. It comes at a great cost. You are not going to be profitable fast, right? Because what you're trying to do is you're taking scattered information. You don't have a structured information, which is what we are trying to do here at Wall Street. We want to bring in people, teach them for free, and because we want to give them structured information. Because when you go to YouTube, you're watching different things. So get a mentor. That's just what I would say. If you don't want to be known that, because a lot of times I'm going to speak in my country, people or in my where I come from, right? You see people actually start boasting, even outside the Western world, they do it too. They start boasting that I was this guy's mentor. This guy that is behaving like this, is doing like this. I'm his mentor. He's making money now and he's bashing me on the. They'll start claiming things. That's why people don't pay for mentorship. That's why people don't go to get mentored by people. So if you are that type of person, just go the ghost way and then learn from them. Just don't skip the phase of mentorship. Even Hunter here does mentorship. I think he did mentor. You were doing something about. You taught people dumb money concept and stuff like. I think it's on YouTube. You get the concept is on YouTube. You
Yeah, all
understand?
free.
At least you follow someone that has a structure. I think it's you did it more like a course, right? Like from here to here, and then you follow up people like that. Allow people, don't, when you go to YouTube, don't just go to scattered information. If you are following the YouTube way, follow one person on YouTube. If you want to follow Dom Hunter on his dumb money concept, follow him. If you want to follow ICT on his ICT's concept, follow him. Don't follow ICT today smart money concept and then you jump to Hunter to learn his dumb money concept. You want to be smart and dumb the same time, bro. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's beautiful, Mark.
Smart and dumb at the same time. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, guys,
so
that's our
it.
time. Mark, what's your handle on Twitter, or where can they find you? Just so that we can let them know where they can get more information.
All right, so basically, I'm more active on X. You can search Itoro Mark _Mark. I think the Itoro, I have to spell it for some people. Is my native name, ITORO.
Okay.
ITORO _ Mark.
ORO_Mark. Got it. Guys, thanks for watching. We do this every single Tuesday, 11 a.m. EST. Next week, we'll have a different guest. We're going to be doing algorithmic trading with somebody who does algo trading. Cool. The winner of the 50K account is going to be posted in the Maven Discord, discord.gg/Maven, if you want to check out who won the challenge. Thanks for joining us, Mark. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Okay?
Yeah.